Hi guys, Chuck here, and we are back in Planet Crafter again. And this time around, well, this is our new base, which isn't fitted out yet. Gonna be bringing all the stuff over from this one here. But in the meantime, um, pressure is the slowest moving thing, so I'm gonna build another drill really fast. And we just go put another one down here. So I got all the items I need for it. Gonna put that there. We're still okay on power. We'll double check that. And then I need to get quite a bit more iron and start moving, things over to the new place. So let's check. We have a microchip here in the inventory, so we're going to decode that really quick. And inventory increase for the vehicle, which is pretty good, but what I'm really wanting is that oxygen upgrade for the vehicle. And it doesn't appear that we have that yet. So I need to get my health up 100%. We'll eat some food, drink some water, and I'm going to move these things over there. So what I'm going to do, well, it takes 3 iron to make 1 container here. So, gonna go over here and raid the extractors and get whatever they have, which is a little bit of everything in that one. And same with this, kind of a grab bag here. So that gives me enough iron that I can go over here and I'm going to basically make this big room just our storage area. But for the meantime, I would kind of like to have more windows. I mentioned that I'm rather fond of windows. So we are windowed all around. Now we're going to make this area our storage area. So I'm going to go down and put some lockers here. And I'm basically gonna connect these lockers. I'm gonna try to get them, as flush with one another as I can. And I'm gonna put some all the way around here, and then we're gonna transfer all the items from the other side over to here. And I don't know if y'all just want to watch me run back and forth moving stuff from lockers. So we will see you in a minute when I have that done. Okay, I am all done with that little task, and it did take a little while. And I'm still in the progress of moving everything else over there. So, next thing we're going to do is clear out the food growers and clear out the seed. And we're going to move those over. And we're going to leave the heaters in place because we're going to unlock T4 heaters. Those have to be put outdoors anyway. So let's make sure we got enough inventory space for that. Now let's go ahead and come over here and set up our food growers. And we're just going to put them along this back wall here. And actually, eventually we're going to get even larger living quarters. So we'll probably be constantly, doing this base. But for now, we'll just put the food growers right here. All right, there's 4 of them. Now let's put different seeds in them. I want, of course, I want beans. And we'll do eggplant. Looks like we don't have 4 different ones. Squash and another eggplant. All right, now we're all good on food. Now we've also unlocked some new item here. Now we got these algae generators, which we need to go ahead and build those as soon as we can. That'll speed things on a little bit, but we also got the lake water collector. Now we need 3 of those bioplastic nuggets, magnesium, aluminum, and a super alloy. And I think, you notice I went with 2 lockers for iron, 2 for titanium, 2 for magnesium, 2 for silicon, 1 for aluminum. I got cobalt. I got this one as me everything that's radioactive and dump in 1 locker there. Got osmium here. Got these quartz here. This is all seeds. So yeah, I don't have any other different seeds. Now we got zeolite and super alloys here. And this is just miscellaneous, anything goes in this other one. So we got enough of these bioplastics, but we don't have any more super alloy. So we're going to move these other items over. We're going to, those 4 screens, we're going to dismantle those and the tables that they're sitting on. And let's, I think I should have enough. And those 2 screens there too. Now we're going to move all our screens. And if the camera's picking him up, you can say hello to my cat because he just walked across the front of my desk. Hello, buddy. You're blocking my view of the monitor. So let's wait for him to sit down or walk out of the way. I really want to put those tables back here. Hey, dude. He just wants to be in on the action too, I guess. So we'll put that table there. We'll put another one there. Now we can build our screens again. Put the blueprint screen here. And the energy level screen. Mapping screen. And the transmissions screen. Now these big ones, we could put one. We don't need a sign, but we want our progress screen right up here, visible, and our terraformation screen. Let's see if we can put that right underneath there. Nope, it's going to be partially blocked. So we have to find another good spot for that, and we can hang that. Guess I have to rotate it around. I wanted to hang that there. There we go. All right. And we got all our screens. Everything kind of spread out nicely. We got storage lockers over here, which we're going to fill these up, and I'm probably going to put another one right there. I don't know. Let's grab some iron. You know, eventually when we get to trade rockets, we're going to trade for this even nicer storage locker, which is going to mean it doesn't want me to put it there. Well, it's going to stick out a little bit. Anyway, Um, so that's done. It's getting dark. We can continue to kind of work through the night here. If I dismantle the craft station, the advanced craft station, and our plant pots here. Let's see. So, I think that darn near filled up our inventory. So let's go over there and deposit. Let's, put these things down. Now, need a crafting space. So, put our advanced craft station right here. And we're going to put our other one right next to it. Have everything kind of close to each other. And that leaves... what do we have left over here? Just our heaters, which I'm going to leave there. So we're going to dismantle most of these structures here. So we are going to leave the heaters there until we get T4 heaters. Then we will go ahead and dismantle those and build the T4s. And I'm out of water. So that was a big oops. I just completely forgot to drink water. And as you can see what happened, I kicked the bucket walking into the base here. So that was not good. And that tells you keep an eye on those water and food gauges. So let's go ahead and eat some food here. And let's rebuild what we just tore down. Now we can either rebuild those, or what I'm really tempted to do, those vegetubes don't give a lot of oxygen. So I'm tempted to not rebuild those, and we're going to focus on like biodomes. Because guess what we just unlocked? A T2 biodome. Now that's going to involve bacteria samples and superalloys and fertilizer, which we don't have yet. But I think we'll be able to get that pretty soon after we build the algae generator. So what we're going to do is kind of dump everything into this. At least I'm going to dump the ice in there into this storage, because that's going to be useful for building other things. And going to go ahead and store these other materials really quick. So all the iron, which is going to come in handy because this base is going to grow across the lake here. So we're going to keep adding to the back. We got magnesium and silicon in here, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. And the silicon. And now we're going to go get rid of those seeds. We need to get everything cleared out except for food and water. So I have to go get some water. And let's go grab all 4 of those. Let's drink one of them. And let's go over here. Well, let's not go there yet. I get a little ahead of myself sometimes. And we need... take all 4 of those cobalt. We'll have to get some more cobalt while we're out. And let's come over here. I'm forgetting where I put stuff. And let's make a couple oxygen capsules. So that should allow us a pretty lengthy little trip over into this area here. Now this can get a little tricky, but there is a lot back here to collect. So and the funny thing about this jetpack is it only allows you to jetpack a certain distance above a surface. So you can't just like completely fly. But as you can see, I couldn't even get to that ledge. It was above my head there a little bit. So that puts me down below here. Now we're going to go ahead and just venture through here till we can find a spot to go back up. Now, there's not much there, water and food. I'll just drink the water and eat the food just because it's there. And we'll keep going. There are wrecks up high in this area. And there's one of them. And there are super alloys up there. And blue crates with all sorts of nice loot. You just have to get up here. There's a super alloy right there. And remember, we need some of those for some other items I need to build. So we'll be able to go across there. Need to dismantle this debris. Okay, nah, don't dismantle the crate because there's some nice stuff here, plus more bean seed. Now, I'm not going to bother with the aluminum because we have an aluminum extractor going. And that should supply us with all the aluminum we need. Let's grab anything that might be really useful here. And I don't want to be taking iron back with. I'm saving my inventory spots for things we might need. We're going to pop one of those oxygen already. So, I don't know. We should have brought more than 2 bottles. There's a couple more alloys. And some more uranium and a rod. So we'll be able to, it looks like, build. Make it a chip out of here. Yes. It's another thing we were kind of hoping to find. And another super alloy. Another uranium. So this has been a profitable trip here. And we'll come back here when we have the higher tier deconstruction chip, because these things give you little like circuit board things. And those are really helpful for some more advanced crafting that we'll want to do. Now let's head over here. I don't know why my jetpack keeps cutting out on me like that. Normally you hold down trigger and then you hold it and it should just be continuous like it is here. We are loading up on super alloys up here. So this area is really good for that. We should be able to jump over there. I'm hoping to make it over to that ledge. And I think we've just kind of run around in a big circle. Whoops. Yeah, so I hit the wrong button there. And we missed out on another super alloy up on that ledge. But that's a nice little area here. And you can explore it thoroughly. And of course come back when you have the more advanced deconstruction chip. Because then you can get even more from dismantling that equipment. That's why you also go back to the Rex once you have that unlocked. And we're gonna pop our last oxygen can. And we came around a different way. So now we're gonna go over and look in on the extractor here. See how much aluminum it has for us. Then we're gonna head back and look at building that lake water collector. Go ahead and check this while we're here. There's the extractor. Let's grab all the aluminum, grab that cobalt, and we filled our inventory up. So there's nothing I really want to part with, so we'll just head back. I'll have to come back and clear the rest of it out. Now the planet's already starting to look a lot nicer than it did when we first got here. We still got a long way to go. And for those who haven't played this, you'll really be surprised what it's going to look like when we get a little farther on. And how big this base is going to get when I kind of finish doing everything I want to do with it. But for now, we have 2 more blueprints. Vehicle equipment increase, and please give us something better. Display case. So yeah, neither one of those are really great, but it is what it is. It gets us closer to getting what we really want, which is the oxygen thing for the car, and the trade rockets. But I think we unlock that just by progressing. So let's look at where we are. We already have lakes. Next stage is moss. So we're probably going to go ahead and put that algae collector down, but let's put that lake water collector down first. Now, and the T2 biodome. We want to, well, we can't build that yet. We don't have bacteria. But let's put the lake water collector down if we can find where it is up here. That's algae, biodome, lake water collector. We need a magnesium and 3 of those bioplastic nuggets, which I think I have plenty of those. And we just, whoa, yeah, we need to get rid of some, need to hang on to 1 aluminum. So let's put the rest of the aluminum here and just keep the 1 we need and get rid of that cobalt. As long as you put back in the same thing, you get the picture on the front of the locker. You can still click up here and name the lockers, if you want to. That way you don't, forget and put the wrong thing back in the wrong place. Now, we need a magnesium and that other bioplastic. Let's turn around here and get. Now let's go out and put that lake water collector down. And we'll stick that like right here, right off the edge of our foundation. And you can build foundation blocks all the way around that, so we'll just be able to walk right up to it and grab the water out of it. Now let's go ahead and clear this one out. And let's dismantle that one. Get all the all the gear, all the items. And let's head back over here. See, we got our food is ready. Got a lot of stuff to unload in the storage here. As you can see, we're already up against it with that storage for the radioactive materials, because I've already got it full. It's really gonna need a lot more, but this is a pretty good start. And when we get those better storage containers that you can trade for, yeah, they'll hold like each one holds, I think, 3 times as much as one of these. So that's going to be kind of a big deal. Well, let's get rid of everything else that we have here. What do we have? Well, we have silicon, magnesium, and more cobalt and aluminum. Cobalt, and we have another super alloy hanging out here, so let's put that over in our miscellaneous locker. Now let's see what we're going to get unlocked next, or what we already have unlocked that we can make. Let's get, we got the lake water collector. Let's see about getting that algae generator down there. We need an alloy of magnesium and a bioplastic nugget. And I believe we have all that. And go over and grab one of these. Let's go ahead and put that down over here. I'm going to go a little ways out to build that. I'm trying to... There we go. We got it built right there. So you can just swim over there. It'll start, you can collect large amounts of algae, which you can then use to make other items with this other room that we're going to get unlocked in a little bit. So let's go back in here so we're not going to run out of air. Have a careless death like the last time. So really, we have this shredder machine and this recycling machine, which, that's, you can break stuff down and get back the core components that you built it with. So it's kind of handy if you want to, get back some materials. Now we have to build this biolab. And you can see we have everything to build it. But I need to put some more foundation back there because we're going to attach it on this building here, which means we might need to move some things around. So let me get a bunch of iron. And we're going to slap down some more foundation pieces back here. Let's just start right here. And where are we? Foundation grid. We'll start there. I want to chain these together. So we're going to build, as you can see, right around our water collector. And that used up most of my iron. That should give me enough room to build that biolab back here. Now, and what that's going to mean is I've put too many items in the way. So I think the food growers are going to have to move like over here. We'll attach that thing on the back here. Well, let's make sure I got enough stuff to build it. So we need 2 alloys, 2 osmiums, no, 3 alloy, 2 osmiums, and aluminum. Let's grab the aluminum. Couple osmium. And let's grab 3 of our alloys. And let's go back here. It's getting dark on us, but we want to build that bio lab. We could attach it over there, but our storage lockers are in the way. We can attach it right there, and we're low on power. So, first things first, as you can see, we can't get into our bio lab because that thing's in the way. So that's going to have to move over here, and the food growers are going to have to move. And we need to get more power going, and I don't know. Let's see if we got enough for a reactor. Well, we need an explosive powder. Let's get... Yeah, we got enough for that. Let's put another reactor down. We need a uranium rod, 3 more super alloys. And then... Now, is that enough? Yeah, that's enough to build that reactor. So let's go put another reactor down. That should get us power restored. Now, we're probably going to, since we have the tier 2 reactor unlocked, probably going to start building those. And we need a lot more uranium rods and this explosive powder, which we can make in there. But right now, let's take the seed out of these 2 things. We have a cat distraction event happening again. He likes to, I think, just walk across the desk while I'm doing stuff. And you think that's crazy. You should wait till, you know, when I'm narrating audiobooks, which I do sometimes. He will just sit there on the desk the whole time and just stare at me. And I could be talking for, you know, hours. And he just is fascinated by that whole enterprise. So we need to put our advanced craft station here. There we go. We can get into the bio lab. Now we can do things in here. We can craft bacteria samples from algae. We can craft bioplastic nuggets and fertilizer and explosive powder and mutagen. That's all going to come into play. Well, we need to grow mushrooms, obviously. So what that's going to mean is we're going to be growing a lot more food than just what it takes to, you know, stay not hungry. And so we need to put those other food growers back down. And we can't put them there. We can put them over here. This is a good spot for food growers, actually, is because this space can't really be used for much else. And we don't have, I don't think, any mushroom seeds. So we're going to want to be on the lookout for those on our next exploration trip, wreck diving. And we're waiting on the algae collector to give us some algae, and it looks like it's already done that. So really quick, we'll venture over here and collect some of that algae, if there's any there to collect. Let's see. You have to kind of swim down here, and you don't access this. What it does is this is not ready yet. Okay, you can see there it'll grow, and then you can just swim underneath there and just collect it all, and then swim back and store it or craft it into what you need to craft it into. So that's where we are now, and we're just need to focus on building some more drills and some more heaters. But we're kind of waiting on those tier 4 heaters. Let's see if we're getting close to those. And we have a T2 biodome already unlocked. So that's another item that we're going to want to go ahead and build here shortly. And that'll give us a lot more oxygen and uses a fair bit more energy too, but not too bad. Now, next thing is a T4 drill, nuclear fusion generator, and machine optimizer on that end. Down here we have gas extractor and T2 ore extractor, so we really want to up the pressure. So we're going to want to build more drills, and we need to start, you know, where's the T4 heater? Is up there with oxygen, and that's the next thing to unlock. So really, we want to get this biodome built. So let's look at building the biodome. We're gonna need more materials. So let's go clear these out and let's get that biodome built. Now look at this. Hardly give me any iron from that whole extractor. And the one thing I want is iron, and there's hardly any here. So we just cleaned it out. Let's go over here and use some of that iron right now. Hydration level. Okay. Yeah, I'm forgetting to eat and drink again. There we go. Put more of that iron, put more of these foundations down here. And that's all the iron we got. But I think we can build that dome. We're going to attach it on the side of our lab here. Put it right here. And I didn't really want it there. I wanted it back here. So maybe, well, I need more iron. So we need more foundation pieces, and we have all this junk we dumped out over here. There's a fair amount of iron lying around down there. So let's go back here and add some more foundation. Come on. Yeah, once you get the first one, then it's easy to keep chaining them together. Now, an interesting little trick is these buildings will magically float. So we can go ahead. Where'd that dome go? I need to see what we need to build it with. Yeah, there's that biodome. So we need 2 fertilizer, 2 bacteria, superalloy, and sulfur. And we're going to have to wait, I think, on the materials we need on the algae, which wasn't ready yet. So we're kind of playing a waiting game on the materials to build the biodome. So that would be a pretty good spot for us to adjourn for now. So if you have enjoyed this video, and leave me a like and a subscribe, I would appreciate that very much. And I will see you the next time.